My parents didn't pick up my calls for a week. When I reached their house, everything was in shambles. I was about to call the police. When I heard a sound from the closet, my blood ran cold. Inside, there was. Can you imagine the dread of knowing something's terribly wrong, but you can't quite put your finger on it? I had that chilling feeling for a whole week, trying to reach my parents, but all I got was silence. Then, when I finally drove back home, what I found wasn't just chaos. It was a ransacked house, a front door left eerily ajar, and a faint, desperate sound coming from the darkest corner of a bedroom. It was the sound of my worst nightmare coming true, a truth so horrifying it would unravel our entire family and reveal a monster hiding in plain sight. Hey, my name is Jackson Palmer, and I'm 31 years old. Right now, I manage a small but busy hotel in Las Vegas, the city of fleeting dreams and endless lights. On the surface, my life looks pretty stable. A good job, a tidy apartment, a schedule packed enough to keep me from overthinking. But if you ask me about my family, about my memories of Reno where I grew up, you'll hear a different story. One filled with cracks, lingering pain, and a kind of love I still struggle to express. I was born and raised in Reno, a small town nestled among Nevada's mountains, where everyone knew everyone, and life moved at a slow, almost unchanging pace. My father, Joseph, and my mother, Marilyn, were typical townsfolk, hardworking, simple, always there. From a young age, I spent countless hours behind the counter of our small grocery store, bagging groceries or restocking cans of soup. It was a modest, weathered place, with a faded wooden sign and the mingled scent of fresh bread and musty wood. I loved that store, not because it was fancy, but because it was my entire world back then. Our family home was just a few blocks from the store, a two-story house with a front yard full of weeds and an old oak tree I used to climb every summer. That's where I grew up, where I learned to tie my shoes, where I heard my mother's lullabies, and where I witnessed both my parents' smiles and their tears. But if you think we were a perfectly happy family, you'd be sorely mistaken. Despite moments of warmth, our family was always overshadowed by a looming presence. A shadow named Dylan, my younger brother. Dylan was 5 years younger than me, but from a young age, he was the undeniable center of attention in our household. My mother called him her golden boy with his curly hair and sparkling eyes. Dylan had a smile that could melt anyone, and my parents, especially my mother, just couldn't resist him. They spoiled him rotten, giving him whatever he wanted: new toys, nice clothes, and seemingly endless forgiveness for his mistakes. Meanwhile, as the older son, I was expected to be mature, responsible, and dependable. Dylan, though, he was allowed to live carefree, as if his missteps were just harmless pranks. I don't blame my parents. I know they loved both of us, just in very different ways. I remember evenings at the store when I stayed behind to clean up while Dylan was taken out for ice cream by Mom. Or the times I got scolded for. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.